Hi everyone, here I am in Reno, Nevada, next to the I-80, as you can hear by the noise. And I'm standing in front of Scheels Sporting Goods. Probably the best sporting goods store I've ever been in. And let's go see if we can video inside. Not sure if they'll let us, but we can certainly ask. Let's go.
Well, I was given permission to video inside the store, so I'm very grateful for that. This is the south entrance, and as you can see, there's just a magnificent freshwater aquarium on this side. On the north entrance, we'll actually see a similar saltwater aquarium, but they've just done an absolutely marvelous job with their entrance. By the way, the reason I'm doing a voiceover is Scheels is playing pop music in the background, and YouTube gets quite annoyed if you play copyrighted music in their videos. I guess I should give a little background about Scheels. They're based out of Fargo, North Dakota, privately held, employee-owned. They've got, I think, 34 stores in about 16 states, all in the West. This store here is in Sparks, Nevada, which is really basically part of Reno, though I imagine the people who live in Sparks might have a quibble with that. So this one's, like I said, it's about 295,000 square feet. Not sure if that's just the retail square footage or the entire building, including back rooms and warehouses, but regardless, it's still large. Not as large as a Texas location, which is apparently at 331,000 square feet. Their largest store and the largest all sports store in the world. Quite big. One thing that Scheels has done well is learn the value of entertainment. And you'll find as you go through the store, just seeing here like this Ferris Wheel, many different types of entertaining displays. It's more of an experience, fun experience, than just a shopping adventure. So I've decided to go on a tour of the Ferris Wheel. You go to the cash register, you pay, I think it's $1, and they give you a wooden coin to take up with you. Here's the huge lineup to get in. Well, okay, maybe not so huge. The only challenge was you're not allowed to video camera while you're on the Ferris wheel. So that was the end of that. Kind of defeats the purpose. So I passed, handed in my coupon, my token, and left. So let's go take a look at the store. The bottom floor, there are two floors, of course. The bottom, as you've seen, the bottom floor is primarily soft goods, and the upper floor is more the hard goods, sporting goods lines. And downstairs, one half is predominantly male and the other half women's wear. Nice display of sunglasses and other sporting goods glasses, goggles, and the like. Here we're entering what I would call the really highly seasonal areas, skiing first and then bicycles. Very easy to flex back and forth between the two. This is a major change that I've seen in previous years. This area here used to be men's winter clothing, skiing jackets and the like. So I like this change. Makes more sense to me. I would describe the assortments in Scheels as good, better, and a good assortment of best. I was actually quite impressed with their boots. They had a good number of high-end boots that I was tempted, but didn't chose not to. So like I said, they have a good assortment of high-end boots, but it certainly wouldn't be regarded, if I take skiing for example, as a specialty ski shop. For that in Reno, you'd have to go to probably Bobo's on Moana Lane. But still, they do a nice job, and of course they have the techs and the tech room to work on the bindings and waxing and ski tune-ups and all that good stuff. Coming into bike season. One thing you'll really notice as you go through the store is the proliferation of brand names displayed prominently throughout. I imagine those vendors pay a pretty penny for advertising space, but I'm sure they find it worth it. And I think we'll see a little later on, they clearly also have areas devoted singularly to a single brand, and I'm sure they're almost like leasee departments. Now, here's something I noticed that the US stores do extremely well, and that is selling their local university affiliated brandwear. Very loyal to their local colleges and universities, and they all do a tremendous business selling their products. Not sure why we don't do it so much in Canada, but I think that's a missed opportunity. And since shopping is such hard work, you definitely need to stop for a bite. Socks? You want socks? We have socks. Massive display. Anything from bulk low-ride socks to higher-end surgical sports socks. Compression stockings, I mean. We're now into casual clothing. Nice, good assortment. I like the wraparound digital signage that goes around that pillar. Good effective use. I've been coming to this Scheels store probably 10 years now, maybe less, 8 to 10 years. And they've really progressed with their digital signage program. When I first came, it was very simple, very basic, but they've done some really creative work with it. Shoes, of course. Specialized shoe fitting. I like the backlit display. Swimwear. Again, more sports clothing. And here we're back to the middle of the store on the north entrance. And this is, as you can see by the coral, the saltwater aquarium. Each of these aquariums, the saltwater and the freshwater, hold 16,000 gallons of water. And that's a lot of water. That's a lot of cleaning of the water. We're now heading into the ladies' soft goods portion of the store. I'll move through this a little quickly. I'm a little hesitant to film in ladies wear. They might, the security might not be overly happy with that. I can understand it. So on the right, that's predominantly ladies, and over on the left is babies. They have a rather large baby section as well. But let's go upstairs. And here we get a better view of the Ferris wheel. Not only that, but we're beginning to see just the massive size of this store. Incredible, isn't it? So a couple things. I realized as I was putting this video together that I didn't see the men's ski wear anywhere. Normally, in the past years, it would have been where the ski department is now, that we saw at the beginning of the video, but seems to have disappeared. So the only thing I can think of is that they've reworked the ladies and maybe the babies section to include all of ski wear together in one spot. Well, we'll have to figure that out. A big mystery. The second thing is, this, as we head up to the second floor, is probably a good place to stop this video. So we'll see you in part 2, where we take a tour of the second floor. See you soon.